right, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL.
Short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Ford Field tunnels, and the noise level in this place just about off the charts. They are set for football as the Lions get ready to do battle.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
With the San Francisco 49ers. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on his first drive. Instead, second down.
Used to have a coach used to tell us all the time, those scouting reports aren't just to use up paper, guys. Well, nowadays, we're watching a computer screen, right? They scouted this team very well. Know that they like to use the running backs in the passing game. They covered that play successfully.
Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Here we go!
Now Jackson to throw on third down. Pushing his way inside the 40. Complete to Ramirez. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A good pickup there at 22. A first carry for Amir Abdullah. And now running right through it. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Jackson. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
If you run an out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. What did we just see there? You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
And the head coach reaches for the red flag, tosses it down on the field. He wants a challenge here.
Here we go! 1-9! 1-9! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round!
On third down, Abdullah. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Well, that's the way you want to get an opening drive going, right? Because so often it's a tone setter. And I think even better when you're able to pick it up and convert with a running play. Because the last thing you want to do is play what I call rocket football. 1, 2, 3, kick.
Come on, let's go!
38! They run with Abdullah. Oh, now he bowls him over. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game, the effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to turn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
Come on, let's go! 1-9!
Off play action. Jackson. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Solomon Thomas able to swamp him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5.
Let's go!
Jackson now throwing on third and long. And Tate's got it. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally, and then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Now a play fake here on first down. Forced out to his left. And he slings one that's incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. Jackson now. And that is incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver. And it'll bring up third down.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on third and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up fourth down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
Come on, let's go! Ryan 38! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Let's go!
They'll try and run with Abdullah. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Amir Abdullah taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. That's just a solid, methodical drive to start this game.
And how about how it culminated? Doing exactly what they wanted to do, getting the ball downfield, and then running it into the end zone. I'm just telling you, partner, when you run it in rather than throw it in, that hurts a defense psychologically a heck of a lot more.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Hoyer. And his first look is incomplete. Charles already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
And he's going to be out of bounds at the 39. Hoyer to Goodwin, and the Niners have a first down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up a touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you got the stop? It would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
Hoyer going to hand it off to Hyde. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain there on 1st and 5, and it leaves him with a more standard second down. The play fake to Hyde. Now it's Hoyer. That is caught inside the 5. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Vance McDonald, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And he knocks it through. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Caught on the right side by Jones. That goes for a gain of 31. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Let's go. Trans 38. Trans 38.
Here's Odula. And now running right through it. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Let's go. Trans 38. Flex round. Flex round. Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31. Defensively, they rally quickly after the broken tackle. They got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Come on, let's go. Trans 38. Trans 38.
Here's Jackson off the bootleg. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the 1st quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. So he splits the uprights there, and I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive without even watching it land.
Solid analogy. I like it. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
This one complete, right side to McDonald. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many.
And some options here for the offense on 2nd and 2.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll give to Hyde. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
On 2nd down, Hyde. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself,
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
yeah, holding on to the football is a big problem for the 49ers last year. Shouldn't surprise any of us, right? When you're 2-14, you probably will lead the league in fumbles as they did. How about that, 15 last year?
15 of them, yep, and a 2-14 record, kind of indicative.
Here we go. Trans 38.
To throw is Jackson. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. And now it's second down.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
He'll hit his running back, Amir Abdullah. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. A gain of 3, second down. Jackson, off play action. And he fires one incomplete.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it, just move on to the next play.
Now Jackson on third down. Ebron caught left side. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So a good kick there, and they finish off the drive with 3.
And that should be the goal for an offense, finish each drive with points. So that's a nice job there to come away with at least something.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here's Hyde as they begin on the ground. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
And at this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. Now Hoyer. Able to find Garcon. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Hoyer finding Garcon there for the 49er first down.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. First down, a run with Hyde. Carlos Hyde, see you later. Touchdown, 49ers. Carlos Hyde, 48 yards. And the Niners, if they can convert the extra point, they'll grab the lead. And this one through the uprights and good. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. Shoves him aside. So here come the Lions now. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time our offense, They don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Come on, let's go. 1, 9, 5.
To throw on second down, Jackson. They almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground.
Come on, let's go. 1, 9, 6.
On third down, Jackson. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Earl Mitchell in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
A big boot that time, 57 yards the official distance. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. They start the drive with Hyde. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Let's go. 3, 19.
They'll go play action with Hyde. Now it's Hoyer. He's going to sling this deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to be marked down deep in Detroit territory. And now the offense operates in the red zone. Here's Hoyer. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Kerry Hyder in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole, 3rd and long.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on his heels.
Curley's got it complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that'll move their lead up to 4 now. It's a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they get the field goal near the end of the first half to expand that lead.
Yeah, that's got to feel good, but they can't let up. Now on the kickoff, they got to make sure they don't give up a big return or big yardage to set up the other team for one last chance to score themselves.
Jackson now, throwing on 1st down. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Let's go. 1, 9.
They go play action here on 1st down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Here we go. Man 38. Man 38. Flex round. Flex round.
Jackson to throw on second down. Complete to Jones. And he is knocked down from the side. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers. Well, Larry, I know it's late there in Orlando. This is a school night. Folks eager to get right back to the action here in the third quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The third quarter begins with a run by Hyde. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Hyde. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one good for 33 and a first.
Well, when you're able to break a run against a cover 2 or a 2-deep zone, safeties are back a little ways. What you're counting on is the guy's taking care of business up front and then maybe climbing to the second level, that offensive line.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Kerry Hyder in there to drop it for his second sack now here tonight.
That's the second sack of the game. The best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to settle up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
They'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They'll set up to throw. And McDonald here over the middle. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or 2 short, and it's 4th down. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
Partner, I think they saw something there. I mean, they came from the right side deliberately, and you know there's always a designated guy who goes and blocks it, but it's the rest of his teammates that get him free.
And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
To throw is Jackson. Off the play fake. Ebron's got it. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Jackson on 1st down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in the cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering what's going to go good or bad for your team.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Navarro Bowman coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now Jackson throwing on 3rd and long. Looking downfield for Jones. Oh, I can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. Pierre Garçon, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Out of the gun now on third down. And he finds McDonald. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Hoyer to McDonald for a 49er first. Running left. Here's Hyde. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
In my humble estimation, terrific work there defensively. Running back's trying to get wide, gets to the sideline, and they beat him to the spot, forced him out of bounds, pretty close to the line of scrimmage.
They run it again with Hyde. A broken tackle, but couldn't create much space. Down just beyond the 35. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on third down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They're taking the short, steady bursts.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. On the return, it's Tate. Shrugs him off. Oh, look at that. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially given 15. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. They start the drive with Abdullah. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, Jackson. And incomplete. Amir Abdullah, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams and the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come off the quarterback's hands, and everyone was able to react to the football and knock it away. Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
To throw on 3rd down, Jackson. fighting down past the 45. And he connects with Ebron. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Jackson now looking to throw on 2nd down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Here's Jackson to throw on 3rd down. Ebron with it over the middle. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. On 1st down, Abdullah. A tough run, but not a huge gain. Dropped at the 25. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that was like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. To throw is Jackson. Off play action. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good, and that'll bring him back within a point. All right, so this one's now back within a field goal, and if anybody tells you they see how this one's going to end, I'd have to say they're probably lying, Charles.
And this game's had more twists and turns than a good mystery novel. And I have a feeling we've got a few more twists and turns in store for us before they shake hands here.
They'll try to wind down some clock with Hyde. And they'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back at New Paltz, this is about Bino Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he's got room. And eventually taken down, but how about that athletic spin move we saw? Gives him the 1st down yardage. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well. Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
A gain of 8 and a first down.
Could just sit on it here. Could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. And Garrett Selleck here on the completion. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better out.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Tahir Whitehead. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Well, so they just got the football on an interception. They almost gave it right back the same way.
And you know, when you look over to the bench after that type of a play, number one is pure relief. Didn't give it up. But it's not the coach you're worried about yelling at you. It's those guys on defense who just intercepted the pass and want to break over there. Hey, take care of the football, man.
A gain of 32 that time.
And there's another one of those incredible highlight reel catches. One-handed, deep downfield, another big completion. I know this, partner. As a defender, I don't know how you avoid watching what they do. It's everywhere. All the highlight shows, watching it on Madden. Trying not to get intimidated before you go out and have to play against these guys and try and stop them.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Let's go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Here we go.
They'll try to run it in with Abdullah. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Amir Abdullah, his second touchdown of the night. And the Lions have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. Throwing is Jackson, and he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. On the left side, it's McDonald. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That could be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up fourth down. Well, third down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
Give him 6 on the play there. And it'll be a San Francisco first down. Fresh set of downs here.
Let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped. So now 1st and 15.
Here we go now! Green 39! Green!
Following the penalty, it's Hyde. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a 5-yard pickup, so essentially they get the penalty yardage back, and it's back to 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. And caught by Curley. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Back to throw. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
You know, every time we talk with people about the most important quality for a quarterback to have in the NFL, what do they usually cite?
Arm strength.
Yeah, that's really way down on the list. Accuracy is one of the bigger ones, maybe the foremost one. That's what he needed on that play.
A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. He's back to throw. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Vance McDonald, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He got 29 yards that time.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Let's go! Brad 38! Brad 38!
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there at 22. Jackson on 1st and 10. He goes underneath to Abdullah. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Now here's a timeout, as they will indeed call it with 5 seconds to go and a chance with a field goal to win the game. Red zone opportunity.
Let's go! 1-9-1!
Jackson throwing on first down. And he's got it. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Eric Ebron with 1 second remaining. And the Lions have broken our tie as they take the lead. Prater on to add the extra point. And it would appear they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. So some drama down at the very end of this ball game, Charles, on that final kickoff. They were hoping to break free, some sort of miracle play, but they couldn't do it.
They had a chance, and that was their only opportunity to try and bring it all the way back. As you noted, they weren't able to get that done, but at least they had the shot. What a tremendous game to be this close and this well contested.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.